Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today's story is one that has sent shockwaves through palace circles and left royal watchers stunned. What happens when the carefully controlled world of the British monarchy cracks open just enough for raw emotion to spill out? According to a former royal staffer, working behind the scenes with Prince Andrew pushed them to a breaking point so intense that they openly admitted, "I wanted to punch Prince Andrew in the face." This is not a rumor whispered by tabloids, but a blunt, shocking statement that reveals just how strained life the British royal household is often portrayed as calm, dignified, and flawlessly managed. From the outside, it appears like a well-oiled machine where tradition, protocol, and respect rule every moment. But insiders have long hinted that the reality is far more complicated. Royal staffers work under extreme pressure, balancing loyalty to the crown with demanding personalities, relentless schedules, and constant public scrutiny. For many, it is an honor of a lifetime. For others, it becomes an emotional test they never expected. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, has been one of the most controversial members of the royal family in recent years. Once considered a favored son of Queen Elizabeth II, his reputation has taken severe hits following a series of scandals and damaging public revelations. While much attention has been placed on his public actions and media appearances, far less has been said about how he treated those who worked closest to him behind palace doors. That is where this explosive account comes in. According to the former staffer, the atmosphere around Prince Andrew was often tense and unpredictable. Staff members were expected to maintain absolute professionalism at all times, regardless of how they were spoken to or treated. The royal staffer claims that Andrew's behavior could swing from charming and polite to dismissive and aggressive without warning. This emotional whiplash created an environment where staff felt constantly on edge, never knowing which version of the prince they would encounter. The staffer described moments when simple tasks turned into humiliating experiences. Requests were allegedly delivered as commands, and mistakes, even minor ones, were met with sharp criticism. Over time, this eroded morale. While royal protocol demands discretion and silence, frustration reportedly built up beneath the surface. The statement about wanting to punch Prince Andrew was not born from a single incident, but from months, even years, of bottled-up anger. One of the most revealing aspects of this account is how isolated staff members felt. In most workplaces, employees can report bad behavior or at least confide in human resources. Inside the royal household, however, hierarchy is everything. Complaining about a senior royal is almost unthinkable. Staffers are expected to endure, adapt, and remain invisible. Speaking out risks not only one's career, but also future employment opportunities, as palace experience is both prestigious and closely monitored. The former staffer explained that there was a constant fear of crossing invisible lines. Prince Andrew allegedly had strong opinions about how things should be done and little patience for disagreement. Staff who attempted to offer alternative solutions or voice concerns were sometimes brushed off or treated as incompetent. This created a culture where people stopped speaking up, choosing silence over confrontation. What makes this story particularly shocking is the raw honesty of the staffer's words. Royals are often protected by layers of public relations, legal teams, and carefully crafted statements. Hearing such an unfiltered emotional response breaks the illusion of royal composure. It reminds us that behind the palaces, titles, and ceremonies are workplaces filled with real people, real stress, and real conflict. This account also raises broader questions about power dynamics within the monarchy. When someone holds a royal title, their authority can feel absolute, even if unofficial. Staffers depend on their superiors not just for their current roles, but for their reputations. This imbalance makes it incredibly difficult to challenge behavior that would be unacceptable in most modern. The staffer's anger, though shocking in wording, may reflect a deeper sense of helplessness. Supporters of Prince Andrew might argue that working under intense pressure affects everyone differently, and that frustration can be exaggerated over time. They may point out that royal life is demanding for both staff and family members, and that moments of tension do not necessarily define a person's character. However, critics will say that this account aligns with a growing pattern of troubling behavior associated with Andrew, making it harder to dismiss as an isolated complaint. It is also important to consider the timing of this revelation. As the monarchy works hard to modernize and repair its public image, stories like this undermine those efforts. King Charles has emphasized a slimmer, more accountable royal family, focused on service and transparency. Allegations of toxic behavior behind the scenes stand in direct contrast to that message, and may fuel calls for greater oversight of how royal households operate. For many viewers, this story may change how they see the royal institution. The palace is not just a symbol of history and tradition, but also a workplace. Like any workplace, it can foster loyalty and pride, or resentment and burnout. The staffer's statement, extreme as it sounds, highlights the emotional toll of working in an environment where speaking out feels impossible. Former palace employees have increasingly begun to share their experiences in recent years, breaking a long-standing culture of silence. Standing culture of silence. While many still praise their time serving the crown, others have described feelings of anxiety, exhaustion, and emotional distress. This particular account stands out because of its intensity and because it directly names Prince Andrew as the source of that anger. The public may never know the full truth of what happened behind closed doors. Royal households are famously secretive, and official responses to such claims are often carefully worded or non-existent. Still, stories like this linger, shaping public perception and prompting uncomfortable conversations about accountability, privilege, and power. At its core, this palace shocker is not just about Prince Andrew. It is about what happens when tradition clashes with modern expectations of workplace behavior. It is about the human cost of maintaining an image at all costs. And it is about the voices that have long been silenced finally finding the courage or the frustration to speak out. Respect must flow both ways. As the royal family continues to navigate a rapidly changing world, stories like this serve as a reminder that respect must flow both ways. Titles and status may command protocol, but they do not erase the need for basic decency. Whether or not Prince Andrew responds to these claims, the emotional weight of that single sentence, "I wanted to punch Prince Andrew in the face," has already left its mark. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this story eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more royal news, insider stories, and updates you won't want to miss. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.